This is a brief video discussing defense mechanisms that are covered in the social sciences. The first we'll talk about is compensation. Definition: covering up weaknesses by emphasizing a more desirable trait or by overachievement in a more comfortable area. Use and purpose: allows a person to overcome weakness and achieve success. An example: a high school student too small to play football becomes a star long distance runner for the track team. Denial. Definition: an attempt to screen or ignore unacceptable realities by refusing to acknowledge them. Use and purpose: temporarily isolates a person from the full impact of a traumatic situation. Example: a woman, though told her father has metastatic cancer, continues to plan a family reunion 18 months in advance. Displacement. Definition: the transferring or discharging of emotional reactions from one object or person to another object or person. Use and purpose: allows for feelings to be expressed through or to less dangerous objects or people. Examples: a husband and wife are fighting, and the husband becomes so angry he hits a door instead of his wife. A student gets a C on a paper she worked hard on and goes home and yells at her family. Identification. Definition: an attempt to manage anxiety by imitating the behavior of someone feared or respected. Use and purpose: helps a person avoid self-devaluation. Example: a student nurse imitates the nurturing behavior she observes one of her instructors using with clients. Intellectualization. Definition: a mechanism by which an emotional response that normally would accompany an uncomfortable or painful incident is evaded by the use of rational explanations that remove from the incident any personal significance and feelings. Use and purpose: protects a person from pain and traumatic events. Example: the pain over a parent's sudden death is reduced by saying he wouldn't have wanted to live disabled. Introjection. Definition: a form of identification that allows for the acceptance of others' norms and values into oneself, even when contrary to one's previous assumptions. Use and purpose: helps a person avoid social retaliation and punishment, particularly important for the child's development of superego. Example: a 7-year-old tells his little sister, "Don't talk to strangers." He has introjected this value from the instructions of parents and teachers. Minimization. Definition: not acknowledging the significance of one's behavior. Use and purpose: allows a person to decrease responsibility for own behavior. Example: a person says, "Don't believe everything my wife tells you. I wasn't so drunk, I couldn't drive." Rationalization. Definition: justification of certain behaviors by faulty logic and ascription of motives that are socially acceptable but did not, in fact, inspire the behavior. Use and purpose: helps a person cope with the inability to meet goals or certain standards. Example: a mother spanks her toddler too hard and says it was all right because he couldn't feel it through the diaper anyway. Reaction formation. Definition: a mechanism that causes people to act exactly opposite to the way they feel. Use and purpose: aids in reinforcing repression by allowing feelings to be acted out in a more acceptable way. Example: an executive resents his bosses for calling in a consulting firm to make recommendations for change in his department, but verbalizes complete support of the idea and is exceedingly polite and cooperative. Regression. Definition: resorting to an earlier, more comfortable level of functioning that is characteristically less demanding and responsible. Use and purpose: allows a person to return to a point in development when nurturing and dependency were needed and accepted with comfort. Examples: an adult throws a temper tantrum when he does not get his way. A critically ill client allows the nurse to bathe and feed him. Repression. Definition: an unconscious mechanism by which threatening thoughts, feelings, and desires are kept from becoming conscious. The repressed material is denied entry into consciousness. Use and purpose: protects a person from a traumatic experience until he or she has the resources to cope. Example: a teenager, seeing his best friend killed in a car accident, becomes amnesic about the circumstances surrounding the accident. Sublimation. Definition: displacement of energy associated with more primitive, sexual, or aggressive drives into socially acceptable activities. Use and purpose: protects a person from behaving in irrational, impulsive ways. Example: a person with excessive primitive sexual drives invests psychic energy into a well-defined religious value system. Substitution. Definition: the replacement of a highly valued, unacceptable, or unavailable object by a less valuable, acceptable, or available object. Use and purpose: helps a person achieve goals and minimizes frustration and disappointment. Example: a woman wants to marry a man exactly like her dead father and settles for someone who looks a little bit like him. Undoing. Definition: an action or words designed to cancel some disapproved thoughts, impulses, or acts in which the person relieves guilt by making reparation. Use and purpose: allows a person to appease guilty feelings and atone for mistakes. Examples: a father spanks his child and the next evening brings home a present for him. A teacher writes an examination that is far too easy, then constructs a grading curve that makes it difficult to earn a high grade. Thank you.